Alright, I did it. I picked the best Pokemon for each Genshin character. I scrolled through all 1,025 Pokemon, more times than I can count. So I'm an expert, I know all of Rotom's forms now. So first off, here's the criteria for picking the best Pokemon for each Genshin character. First, we try to match the elemental type of the Genshin character to the Pokemon type. Electric for Electrovision, water for Hydrovision, etc. Things like ground and rock can both be Geo, and flying kind of works for Animo and stuff like that. So after the elemental type, the next thing I'll look for is a Pokemon that best matches the style or look of the Genshin character, or their companions or summons. But sometimes there's a perfect Pokemon that doesn't match the elemental type, and obviously that overrides elemental type matching. I'll also try to pair 5-star Genshin characters to fully evolved Pokemon. So basically we have a couple different types of cases. First case, Pokemon that looks like their companion or summon. Second case, Pokemon that looks like the actual character, their style and or look. And the last case is a Pokemon that I think the Genshin character would like to have around with them. That would be useful in exploring or for whatever profession or job that they have. And sometimes I'll choose a Pokemon that's based off of the Genshin character's likes and personality. But to be honest with you, you'll see in this video that I throw out this criteria a lot of the time, and I just pick whatever Pokemon I think works best for the Genshin character. Well, I guess this explanation wasn't useful at all. Alright, but one part of the criteria that I do try to stick to is that Archons, and maybe some other very special characters, will be limited to only legendary Pokemon, and maybe some mythical Pokemon in a couple cases. Ultimately, there's over 1,000 Pokemon, so the choices are pretty much endless. If there's any Pokemon that you think would suit the Genshin character better than what I chose, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Also, I'm always live streaming on Twitch, so come on by. Alright, let's begin. Albedo is Geo, and a character who released pretty early in the game, and whose quests and event took place a lot in Dragonspine. So a perfect match would be something ground or rock and ice. Also, he's an alchemist, and not only that, he's a creation of another alchemist. So if we had some kind of technological ice and ground or rock Pokemon, it's Albedo and we're just getting started. He gets Mamoswine, ice and ground. As a 5-star, he gets the final evolution. He found him in Dragonspine. Perfect. Alhaitham is a smart man of the academia who also is Dendro. He makes the exact same face as Snivy. Well, our 5-star evolution rule is already going right out the window, as I'm giving him Snivy. Obviously, this video will not follow any rules I've set up. Amber gets the bunny. Easy peasy. Looks exactly like her bunny. Spindle also looks like her bunny, but I think giving her a happy starter Pokemon is better, as she's the starter character of Genshin, more or less. You thought it would be Machoke or something, but you forgot! No ground or rock for Ito. We need the fighting bug boy. If he's gonna make me sit through a million stupid battle beetle events, then this is who he gets. Heracross. Is there a fire and ice type? Oh yes, of course. It's Damnation Zen Mode Galarian form. So that is not going to work for a Harbinger. She almost needs a legendary, but I think it's a toss-up between Armarouge or Cerulean. Let's go with the fire ghost type Cerulean. Okay, let me go back on my reasoning why I didn't give Alhaitham the evolution of Snivy. It's because obviously, Baiju needs Superior. Superior looks like Baiju and his snake combined. Has that white snake skin with the green hair and those snaky eyes. I think the face and the color scheme is perfect. Barbara is an early character in the game and you get her for free, I think. So I'm thinking a starter Pokemon for her. Squirtle seems to fit for her because she's the first Hydro and Squirtle's the first Hydro. Maybe Squirtle's too iconic for Barbara, but I think it works. I mean, someone has to get Squirtle. Beto has slain sea monsters, and you knew what this was.
You knew what this was.
Obviously, Gyarados. For Bennett, I was thinking about doing a Pokemon that's very impressive in competitive play, but that also people get tired of everyone using. But I don't know anything about competitive Pokemon, so it's Magikarp, because that's how unlucky Bennett is. He just gets the splashing, stupid fish. For Candace, let's give her Tortuga. He has a water type to match her hydro, and also rock type for the rocky, sandy desert, since sand is just many tiny rocks anyway. And Tortuga has a shielded back, just like Candace's playstyle that revolves around her shield attacks. Charlotte is allowed to have the Rotom camera. She has to. Chaska gets 2 cannon because he's flying like her, and Natlan is kind of tropical, and of course his name has the word cannon in it. Chevros is a cop who loves fried snacks and has a gun and is pyro. I was thinking she'd like a little shark cadet with her, and the name starts with the same way, and it's a little cop cadet. Chiori has her little automaton dolls, so let's find a Pokemon one that would match those. Oh my gosh, there's Baltoy! And they're ground type as well! The evolution would work too, since she's a 5-star, but let's stick to Baltoy because it matches better. You already know he gets the ice cream Pokemon, Vanillite! Seat Lolly also has some crazy summons that are creatures or spirits or dolls or plushies, I don't know. Let's look for something icy like that. How about the ghost ice type Frostlass? She floats and she's a ghost spirit and stuff. Maybe she's just as old as our granny Seat Lolly. Clorind is a duelist, and it seems Cerulean would be a good match for her, but at the same time, he is an electric, and Clorind is the duelist. She doesn't need another duelist. Clorind also loves Dungeons and Dragons, and she gets Dracozolt! Collei's doll thing looks exactly like Shuppet, and I think some other Pokemon too. But maybe she needs more of a big grass boy to protect her because I don't want to just copy her doll like I did with other characters. So let's change it up. Tighnari is kind of the shroom man. Or else maybe I'd get her some shrooms. She gets Grookey. They look alike and they're cute together. Cyno gets Lucario because he is him. Dia's favorite Pokemon is definitely Emboar. She loves fighting piggies. Diluc is Batman and Pyro and makes wine and is a standard banner and OG character, so that's why he loves Charmeleon. Diona gets Sneasel because they look alike, and they're both little weasels because Diona's trying to make drinks for people that they don't like and blah 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 blah, and Sneasel's a little weasel. Dory, maybe you thought gets Lampent because she has a lamp? But she already has a lamp. Remember, she loves money? It's Meowth, that's right. There's a lot of grass types that smell nice and revolve around smelling, but let's give Emily the beautiful Rosalia. Eula is a dancing noble who is cryo, but also physical. So her favorite is the extremely regal Baxcalibur. Perfecto! He is Excalibur, like King Arthur, and also ice. Faruzan is an old lady trapped in a 15-year-old's body who loves desert machines. She's Animo, so let's find a flying machine thing. Here we go! Minior! It has multiple forms for shielding and stuff, and yeah, it's good. So sometimes I don't want to duplicate the pet or familiar the character already has, but Fischl gets Corvisquire. It's too perfecto. Easiest one so far. Ice Cube! Farina is an Archon and needs a legendary. But actually, she isn't anymore, so I can't see her with anyone except Jigglypuff! They both demand attention and sing. You know, I think it's not too on the nose to give Gaming a lion-looking fire Pokemon, because he doesn't have a little lion as a companion or anything, so he can use one. Let's just give him Litleo instead of the evolved forms, so he can enjoy Chenyu Vale with a little cutie buddy like the 4-star trainer he is. Ganyu definitely needs something kind of iconic because she's so iconic herself. How about Ninetales, Alohan form? It's a classic Pokemon that fits in classic Liyue, but is iced up. Goro is Geo, but serves the Water Mermaid Princess. So let's find a nice combo of water type plus ground or rock. West, Sea, Gastrodon. Easy. They can hang out on the beach. Hu Tao is iconic, and she needs one of the OG ghost Pokemon, like Ghastly or an evolution of Ghastly. I think since she has a cute flying ghost already and she's a 5-star, we can give her the full evolution with legs. Gengar it is! She needs a fat boy! Jean is definitely Pidgeot. It just fits. Kachina looks exactly like Pawmot, so that's who she gets. Fighting type works well with her, because we've seen her as a gladiator fighting to go to war for some reason, even though she's 5 years old. Kazuha is a wandering ninja Ronin warrior who is clanless and is superpowered on his own. He just needs a small ninja friend who's a ghost. Shed Ninja. Kaeya might be a prince from Conria or something, so even though he's a 4-star, maybe he gets something a tiny bit epic. Okay, wait, how about a Paradox Pokemon, because he's a Paradox? And Conria created robots and stuff like that angered the gods, and these weirdly named Pokemons angered me. Iron Bundle. Ice and Water. Ayaka gets Glaceon. They look exactly alike, and both are pretty iconic, and know how to be proper. Ayaka's bro is still a little proper like her, and he wants a water type to stand tall with him and know how to sword fight. That's why he loves this giant penguin man, Empoleon. Water for Ayato's type, and steel type for the Blades of Steel. Deal starring Shaq. Kaveh is a Dendro architect roommate who lives right at the base of a tree. Trico it is! Kaching is an OG Electro girl who's an icon of Genshin, like Ganyu, even though she doesn't have a story quest. Jolteon. Iconic. Kanich is an insane flying man who's Dendro. He needs someone fast to keep up with him in the trees. He needs Thwacky, the monkey man, to swing from vine to vine as they shoot across the canopies of Natlan. Like Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the worst movie ever made by humans. We can give Kirara a little cat because she deserves it. Sprigatito. Grass type, Dendro type, works perfectly. Klee is an OG and needs a nice doggy old pal. Growlithe is her companion to commit terrorist bombings with. Culture Sarah has a crow theme kinda like Fischl, but I don't think she wants an Oz like Fischl would. She wants a crow to order people around. Hunch Crow! Kuki Shinobu is a gang leader who loves to use Electro to help Dendro people and runs around in Azuma. I think she just wants a cutie friend. Taj J. Maru. Lanyan gets Staravia because they're both flying and kind of basic. Sorry, Lanyan lovers. I don't know. Layla's cryo and she's always fallen asleep. She's such a sleepy girl, so she gets this butt-faced lazy boy who's always sleeping and passing out just like her. And he's Ice. Lisa's a narcissist, and she wants a Pokemon that looks like her. Hatterene. Lynette gets Mr. Mime to offset her robotic nature, as he's also kind of in the arts. Linny loves Litten because it sounds like his and Lynette's name, and he loves cats. Mavuika gets Ho-Oh, legendary Firebird that is totally her vibe. I decided not to give her the motorcycle Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet because she already has a motorcycle. Mika is a Mondstadt-based explorer dude who heals and leads expeditions to snowy areas. Bergmite helps him do this, and it looks exactly like him. Mona needs an iconic Pokemon. Since she reads the stars, She loves Starmie. Mualani loves to surf alongside her Finizen all the time. Nahida is so boss, she needs the mythical shaman. Aren't they just the cutest pair? Navia is a geo-police chief who lives in an underground fishing village and also underground poor person area. That's why her favorite Pokemon is Barbaracle, because he's like the muscle of the underground wet area she lives in. Water and rock makes sense. Nuvi almost needs a legendary or mythical, considering how boss and important he is. But iconic Dragonair may be all he needs, as he wouldn't want a super legend or mythical Pokemon because he's already boss. Also, his ladle in the little event that we did like a year ago looks exactly like Dragonair. Nilu needs a Pokemon to dance with for her dance practice. She loves Oricorio because it knows all different types of dancing. Since Ningguang is all about the dough, she has the evolution of the Mora creating Meowth, Persian. She sits with Persian like the mob boss Team Rocket guy. Noelle has a Rhyhorn because she's OG and armored to the teeth, just like Rhyhorn. Auroron loves Smoliv because it's a vegetable animal and he farms or whatever, I don't know. He's a soft boy and I think Smoliv would be a really cute Pokemon for him. Qiqi, being one of the most powerful characters in the game, owns the dual-type Dragon/Ice legendary Pokemon, Kyurem. Raiden Shogun gets Zapdos because she's like one of the 3 original Archons and he's the bird and she's iconic and bird is the word. Razor gets a little electric wolf thing, Electrike. Rosaria, the goth girlfriend, gets a goth hoe bag, Gothitelle. They look exactly alike. Kokomi likes to summon as many jellyfish things as she can, so she loves Frillish. Sayu is pretty much just a Pancham, so she gets Pancham. Sethos gets Stunfisk because it's ground and electric, and he lives in some kind of temple in the sand, I don't know. He puts these fish around, so you get shocked if you find the secret location. Shunha gets Aurorus because he's ice and rock like Liyue. And Shunha is awesome and misunderstood like this fossil Pokemon. Also, they have the same eyes. Haizu, being the most powerful character in the game, should get something iconic. He is a detective after all, so he can have the stupid Ryan Reynolds Detective Pikachu. Chansey, nurse. Sageween, nurse. Chansey, cute. Sageween, cute. Sucrose has a Flababy because she uses flowers in her potions, and Flababy helps her get so many different colors and types of stuff for potions. Tartaglia gets the giant whale. We don't know where he keeps it, but he has practice dealing with giant whales and also summons them. Whale Lord! Thoma is a pyro made for rich people. There's also a dog at the place he works at, I think, so I don't think he wants a dog-type Pokemon because he already has one. Almost want to give him a Rotom cleaning thing, but I think he just wants Darumaka as his friend, to clean together. Tighnari needs the mushroomiest mushroom Pokemon. Is it Breloom? Is it Amoonguss? Is it Brute Bonnet? It's Amoonguss! Venti gets Tornadus because he's like his father, and the god of wind and stuff. He'll also help him kick that drinking problem. Wanderer loves to fly around with his Pokemon friend, Noivern. They look alike. Glalie is Ricely's pet Pokemon who floats around and kills people trying to escape his prison. Shanling, iconic cook. Flareon, the iconics get the EVs. Cheating a little bit here because she is the bird kind of, but yeah, she loves to practice dive bombing and plunging into Hilly-Trolls' heads along with her Bombardier. Zhao's favorite Pokemon is someone he can stand toe-to-toe with in battle and look right in the eye. Dynamo! Shilonin's not a leopard or a jaguar, she's an ocelot. But this Pokemon is called Liepard. That's okay. She gets Liepard. Xingqiu is a 4-star, OG, top-tier character, so he needs the middle evolution of an iconic water Pokemon. He gets Poliwhirl. They're both gentlemen and read books a lot. I know this. Every guitarist needs a drummer, so that's why Xinyan has a Rillaboom she can Gigantamax. Even though she's a terrible 4-star, probably the worst in the game, she can still have an insane Gigantamax fully evolved Pokemon because of the power of metal! Miko is an iconic fox person. She gets Vulpix, the iconic fox. Yanfei is a pyro, single, female, intelligent lawyer who wears miniskirts.
Single female lawyer fighting for her client, wearing sexy miniskirts and being self-reliant.
And a good lawyer always needs one thing: an armored attack dog. Houndoom. Yao loves her bunny baby Banary. Yelan runs around and assassinates people. She can't have a Pokemon around ruining her stealth, so she needs a quiet boy. Greninja, the water dark frog. Yoimiya is such a happy fireworks factory owner. Her Magmortar will blow your brains out with fire cannon if you try to rob it. Mizuki gets Sylveon because she's iconic, and she needs someone who's a fairy because she's a little fat fairy monster in her true form. You may think Yunjin would want some kind of performing or singing Pokemon, but she doesn't need that. She just has a Larvitar to attack critics. Zhongli has Groudon because he's legendary and ground. And lastly, here's a bonus, a Pokemon for Paimon. Paimon gets Mew, the mythical Pokemon. Thanks so much for watching! I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments how mad I made you with my choices and what Pokemon you would choose instead. And if you like this video, let me know if you want to see Genshin characters with other media franchises. Don't forget that I live stream on Twitch, so come on by. Alright, thanks so much for watching! See you next week for another video. Thank you, bye!